potting for the plant shop today, and I thought I would share with you what I'm doing. So, if you're new here, hi, I'm Krista from plantluxxe, and I am selling plants at plantluxxe.com. If you're interested, check it out. Sign up to be notified when we launch. On the website, just keep in mind that the information is not up to date yet. Trying to get it updated as quickly as I can, but I have a lot more plants available than what I have listed on the website. Again, I'm loading them as fast as I can. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you are interested in what maybe possibly I have for sale, you should probably check out my plant tour and sale. I'll link it in the description below so that way you can see. I'm trying to share my love for plants by putting them in your hands for sale on my website. So let's just start off with Rhapidophora Tetrasperma. I've already taken the liberty of halfway filling up this pot with soil, and my soil mixture is pretty standard as far as, an aeroid mix. I do have a soil video. I'll link it in the description below so that you know what kind of soil I use, so check that video out. Anyway, the propagations here, now this is from my mother plant for my Rhapidophora Tetrasperma. Now this one is the one that I would like to say is not a tissue culture. It looks a little different than my big giant Rhapidophora Tetrasperma, and it grows a little slower than my other Rhapidophora Tetrasperma. But here it is. It's beautiful, and it does get big. But I have a prolific grower, Rhapidophora Tetrasperma, and I think it's a tissue culture, and it is insanity. That thing grows so fast, I can't even keep up with it. In fact, I highly recommend it if you're a plant enthusiast to get your hands on a Rhapidophora Tetrasperma that I sell, and I say it's a tissue culture. Do I know it for sure? No, I don't. But I ordered one from China, which is this one. It came from my mother plant. Looks a little different. This is the one I think is a tissue culture, and it is from the big giant Rhapidophora Tetrasperma that I showcase, and it grows. It's gangster. It is just goes crazy. So keep that in mind if you want a fun plant. I definitely recommend this. I think everyone in the world should have one of these because it's so gratifying just to watch it grow and to take care of it. It's cool. It really is cool. Anyway, so today we'll be potting up some of these kind, which are Rhapidophora Tetrasperma again, and then some of these other kind that are Rhapidophora Tetrasperma. They're just a little different. Anyway, I say it's tissue culture versus non-tissue culture. That's just me. We'll see. I mean, I don't have the science to back it up, but that is my opinion. Okay, Rhapidophora Tetrasperma. So look at the difference here. This is so cool. Check this out. Look at the U shape here, okay, versus this. See how it just seems like this one's a thicker leaf and it is just a little more texture, whereas this one is a little thinner and different kind of looking splits. I'm just saying, it's kind of cool to me to look at and just kind of compare the two side by side, how different they look. And look at the size comparison. This one's much larger versus this one. I am just saying. Okay, moving on. So today we're going to pot these two Rhapidophora Tetrasperma types up. And I'm going to start with the smaller one that I had before. And one of these doesn't have a leaf on it, but I'm going to go ahead and stick it in there anyway to see what happens. Design plants. Make plant babies. So I had these in water for approximately 4 to 5 weeks or so. So that's about the amount of time that you're going to need if you decide to propagate. And I put one of these bigger ones in here. Now, some of you might find it useful to have a little bit of water so that the soil stays a little more fixed. You know, I have this one that has one good leaf and then the one that's kind of yellowing. I'm just gonna leave them together and I'll go ahead and clip that other leaf if I think it's not viable. But for now, just to get the chlorophyll in there, you know, I'm gonna leave it as is. But you can always trim it later, you know how that goes. Some of these orchid bark not leaves. Orchid bark is sometimes chunky, so sometimes it's hard to work around. All right, so then once I get all my propagations in, like so, I like to move them a little closer together, and then I put some water in there. And water it, not too much, just to give it like some water. Now you're gonna want, if you propagated in water, you're gonna wanna make sure that you keep the soil moist, you kind of wean it off of the water. That's something that's really important. Now, one of the things I like to do, which is one of my favorite things, I love this fig bark mixture. And I dress the top of it with it because I think it looks so cool. It just adds this extra layer of awesome. And it's also really good for the soil to keep it moist when, especially after you've, you know, propagated in water. And it just looks so good. Look at that, look at that. It just looks so good, thick and chunky, and has activated charcoal, coarse perlite, and fig bark. That is just so pretty. All right, now keep in mind, if I find that, you know, the yellowed leaf, I don't want it, I'll clip it. You know, that's how it's done. And then on the top, I'll just add another little bit of water. And then I'll want to just put this in a nice, you know, bright indirect light window. Let it, you know, where it's nice and humid. You have a humidifier nearby, or maybe you just keep your house a little on the warm side and it's a little muggy. Yeah, this is great. So again, this one is a Rhapidophora Tetrasperma, and these are going to be for sale on my website, and they are prolific growers. Lots and lots of fun to grow and have. So that was Rhapidophora Tetrasperma, the one that the mother plant is from China, and it's a little different looking than this other one that I have. So this is another one that we're gonna propagate and go ahead and pot up. Beautiful, look at that. Just gorgeous. All right, got that one in. Again, looking at the difference between the leaves. Sometimes, you know, sometimes it's hard to tell. All right. But generally, I mean, unless you have it in your hand, it is hard to tell, but it's a little thicker, the tissue culture one. You say, well, if it's tissue culture, isn't it the same thing as the original? I mean, yeah, I mean, I would like to think it would be the same, but there's definitely a difference in this particular one. And it's worth noting. All right, got this one in. Lots of cuteness happening here. Sorry, I wasn't showing you what I was doing. There's a couple of bigger leaves on this one. Just so happens that that's what I clipped that day. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put the camera down so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, now I'm just gonna go ahead and fill this up. Coming from the other side. There. Just pat it down nice. I want to put one more in here because I feel like it needs it. So I'm going to put it over here, push it down in, and there we go. A little more soil in there. Okay. I think this is good. All right. Again, some of these leaves are a little bigger, like this one. That's okay though. And then I'm gonna water it really quickly here with some water. Okay, that's pretty much it. That's how it's done. And then I would push it down a little bit, get some of the moisture out. And then I would top dress it because I love the look of this. Top dress it. Again, this is fig bark, coarse perlite, and activated charcoal. What better combo, right? And sometimes you can use these chunks of bark to prop up these leaves so that they are more upright. Sometimes you can do that. And there it is. It is just absolutely stunning. Beautiful. Look at that beauty. So pretty. Love that bark. Love this plant. Another success. I love it. It is gorgeous. Look at that. And then, you know, before too long, it'll be giant, just like the one I have in my upper room there. I think it's like a sitting area, but it's to the ceiling and it keeps on growing and I keep chopping it, and that's where these came from. I'll put some B-roll footage in there so you can see it. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Enjoy. Oh my God, I can't wait till you guys can get these in your homes and talk about them online. They are just honestly the most amazing plant. You know, it's not to say that, you know, pothos aren't also amazing, because they are, you know, these guys. I'm going to do another video on these. But yeah, the Rhapidophora Tetrasperma is super tolerant, drought tolerant, really easy to care for a plant, no real pest pressures or pest problems or, you know, any of that. So I highly recommend it. Check it out. I'm going to link my Rhapidophora Tetrasperma videos down in the description below. Check them out. That is the mother plant of these ones that will be for sale on my website. Yeah, so I'll have all of that linked in the description below, so please check it out. All right, well, I'll see you guys in the next video.